I really want to make out with everyone I know, especially when I'm in a happy mood or in a really insecure, bad.
If you have been keeping up with 90 Day Fiancé Season 12, you already know that the situation between Catie and Josh has been an absolute train wreck to watch. We have seen Catie heavily drinking, trying to kiss other guys right in front of Josh, constantly belittling him, and straight up calling him boring on national television before dropping the ultimate bombshell by demanding an open marriage. Fans have been absolutely furious watching this guy get pushed to the edge, especially when she started pressuring him to change his religion. But what if I told you that everything you are watching on your screen right now is a complete fabrication? I recently stumbled across a viral deep dive on TikTok, and the rumors suggest that the actual truth behind closed doors is wilder than any scripted movie. It turns out, Catie's entire storyline might be the biggest fraud in TLC history, and the irony is that she completely exposed herself. Before we dive deep into this massive rabbit hole and look at the actual receipts that could get Catie blacklisted from television forever, do me a quick favor. If you love uncovering the hidden truth behind reality TV, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Now, let us get straight into the trap Catie set for herself, because this is where the story goes from a bad relationship to a masterclass in self-sabotage. On the surface, Catie painted herself as this modern, free-spirited woman who was just trying to figure out if Josh was the right fit for her lifestyle. She introduced the audience to her so-called best friend, Rya, who was conveniently always around, always giving advice, and always somehow positioned right in the middle of Catie and Josh's drama. While watching the show, a lot of viewers felt that something was seriously off about Rya's energy. He did not act like a platonic best friend. There was a weird tension, a strange level of control, and a very specific way Catie looked at him whenever Josh was in the room. Well, according to explosive new reports and a viral social media thread that has been making the rounds this week, fans completely nailed it. The rumors suggest that Rya is not her best friend at all. Reports claim that he is actually her real life, completely committed boyfriend, and possibly even her husband. That is right. It is being said that Catie and Rya orchestrated this entire love triangle behind the backs of TLC producers and Josh. The contradiction here is absolutely staggering. Catie went on a show about finding international love and securing a fiancé, all while allegedly hiding a secret marriage. You have to think about the sheer audacity it takes to bring your actual husband onto a reality dating show, introduce him as your innocent best pal, and then proceed to mentally torture the guy you were hired to date. The internet sleuths did what they do best and dug up an old social media post from about a year ago, right before filming began. In this post, which is now circulating all over Instagram and Reddit, Rya allegedly stated in plain English that he and Catie were married. He did not say they were dating. He did not say they were best friends. He used the word married. This digital footprint is the exact trap she walked right into. She wanted the spotlight so badly that she forgot the golden rule of reality television, which is that the internet never forgets. This brings us to a massive credibility dilemma for Catie, one that she absolutely cannot talk her way out of. Think about why she was pushing Josh so hard for an open marriage on the show. At first, viewers just thought she was being toxic and wanted an excuse to cheat on him without feeling guilty. But now, with these new allegations surfacing, the open marriage demand looks like a highly calculated, manipulative strategy. Fans are speculating that she never actually wanted an open marriage with Josh. Instead, it was a desperate loophole she tried to force onto the storyline so she could openly be physical with her real partner, Rya, without breaking her TLC contract or blowing her cover on camera. She was trying to play chess with a major television network, but now she is caught in a double bind. If she comes out and denies the rumors, the internet will just keep reposting Rya's old marriage announcement, making her look entirely delusional. But if she admits that the rumors are true, she is confessing to defrauding TLC, lying to millions of viewers, and playing a very cruel, sick game with Josh's emotions just to get 15 minutes of fame. There is no winning move for her here. And what happens next is where the stakes escalate to a whole new level, both financially and professionally. You have to understand that reality TV networks do not play around when it comes to the integrity of their core premise. Yes, reality TV has its scripted moments, but lying about your entire relationship status on a dating show is a massive breach of contract. Reports claim that TLC production is absolutely furious about this leak. When a cast member secretly conspires to fake a storyline, it makes the producers look incompetent. Rumors are swirling that legal action could be on the table, or at the very least, a complete withholding of her unreleased paychecks. Catie allegedly went on this show with the sole purpose of becoming an overnight celebrity, trying to use Josh as a stepping stone to build an influencer career. But her grand master plan is collapsing in real time. Brands do not want to work with someone whose entire online persona is built on malicious deception and the emotional abuse of an innocent guy. She sacrificed her reputation, Josh's mental health, and any future career prospects just for a little bit of clout, and now she is facing the reality of being permanently canceled before her career even started. The financial well is drying up, and the professional doors are slamming shut, proving that her quest for reality TV stardom might have just cost her everything. Now, let us look at the concrete example that really serves as the knockout blow in this whole scandalous narrative. When you go back and rewatch the season with this explosive new context, every single bizarre interaction suddenly makes perfect, twisted sense. Remember that infamous scene where Catie was drinking heavily and actively trying to kiss other men right in front of Josh? At the time, viewers were disgusted by her blatant disrespect and complete lack of boundaries. We all thought she was just incredibly toxic and acting out. But according to the deep dive theories circulating on TikTok right now, there was a much darker psychological game being played. The rumors suggest that she wasn't just acting out for the cameras, she was actively performing for Rya, who was allegedly either in the room behind the scenes or watching closely as her so-called best friend. It has been said that her cruelty towards Josh was a twisted way to reassure her real husband that Josh meant absolutely nothing to her. By humiliating Josh on national television, she was essentially proving her loyalty to Rya. Furthermore, the intense pressure she put on Josh to convert to her religion wasn't about her actual faith or long-term compatibility. Reports claim this was a deliberate sabotage tactic. She needed an impossible hurdle, a built-in deal-breaker that she could use to eventually dump him while making it look like it was his fault for not compromising. But the ultimate knockout blow came just days ago, when a reality TV gossip account allegedly leaked a series of text messages between Catie and a former friend. While these messages remain, they have set the internet on fire. In these texts, Catie allegedly brags about securing the TLC bag, laughing about how gullible Josh is, and referring to him as nothing more than a pawn in her master plan to get her and Rya a spin-off show. If these screenshots are legitimate, it is the smoking gun that proves her entire existence on 90 Day Fiancé was a premeditated scam. This brings us directly to a glaring behavioral flaw that you only see in people who genuinely believe they are the smartest person in any room they walk into. Catie's character study is a masterclass in covert narcissism and manipulation. The most dangerous thing about her behavior is how casually she played with a real human being's life. Josh didn't sign up to be a stepping stone. By all accounts, he genuinely thought he was entering a relationship that could lead to marriage. But Catie looked at his genuine affection and saw nothing but a highly exploitable weakness. Her fatal flaw was her absolute arrogance. She severely underestimated the intelligence of the 90 Day Fiancé fanbase. She thought she could sneak her actual husband onto a massive reality show, give him a fake title as her best friend, and manipulate the storyline exactly how she wanted without anyone noticing the cracks. She wanted the absolute control of a producer, but the attention of a star. But what she failed to realize is that reality TV viewers are like FBI agents when it comes to body language and social media history. Fans immediately noticed the micro-expressions. They noticed the way she looked at Rya for approval before answering Josh's questions. They noticed the weird, possessive energy Rya had whenever Josh tried to assert himself as her partner. Catie's behavior reveals a terrifying lack of empathy. To sit across from someone who is pouring their heart out to you, all while knowing you are going home to your actual husband and cashing a network paycheck, requires a level of emotional detachment that is honestly chilling. She didn't just break Josh's heart, she weaponized his feelings to build her own brand, completely blind to the fact that her towering house of lies was built on quicksand. And of course, once the heat got too intense and the internet started connecting the dots, we witnessed the absolute peak of inauthenticity with her failed emotional appeal. Whenever reality TV villains get backed into a corner by the truth, they always pull the exact same maneuver, and Catie was no exception. Just as the rumors about Rya being her husband reached a boiling point online, reports claim that Catie took to her social media to do damage control. But instead of taking accountability, she went straight for the victim card. There has been a lot of buzz online about a recently deleted livestream where she allegedly tried to cry on camera, claiming that the network's editing was making her look like a monster. It's been said that she tried to spin the narrative by claiming Josh was actually the toxic one behind closed doors, and that the viewers just didn't understand the pressure she was under. But this emotional appeal completely backfired. The audience saw right through the fake tears and the deflection. You cannot blame a bad edit when the words are coming directly out of your mouth. An editor did not force her to demand an open marriage. An editor did not force her to try and kiss other men in front of her fiancé. And an editor certainly did not write that year-old social media post where Rya announced to the world that they were married. Viewers instantly rejected her apology tour because it lacked the one thing she has been missing this entire season: honesty. By trying to gaslight the audience into thinking they were crazy for misinterpreting her actions, she only cemented her status as one of the most calculated frauds in the history of the franchise. Instead of saving her image, this failed appeal only poured gasoline on the fire, pushing her further away from the fame she so desperately craved, and leaving her with an audience that actively wants to see her removed from their screens permanently. But perhaps the most devastating aspect of this entire debacle is the glaring thematic hypocrisy that sits at the very core of Catie's on-screen persona. If you take a step back and look at the bigger picture, her entire storyline was built on a foundation of supposed moral high grounds and uncompromising personal standards. Throughout the season, we watched her aggressively push Josh to change his entire belief system and convert to her religion, claiming that her faith and values were the most important things in her life. She painted herself as someone searching for deep, authentic, spiritual alignment in a partner. Yet, behind the scenes, rumors suggest she was actively mocking the very concept of authenticity by hiding a secret marriage. The sheer hypocrisy of using religion as a weapon to control and eventually discard Josh, all while living a double life of lies and deception, is exactly what pushed the audience's anger over the edge. It's been said that she demanded an open marriage, not because she was a free spirit, but because she needed a convenient shield to cover up her actual marriage to Rya. She essentially accused Josh of being boring and inadequate to distract the audience from the fact that she was the one orchestrating a massive fraud. The core moral here is as old as time, which is that those who scream the loudest about honesty and standards are often the ones hiding the darkest secrets. She wanted the world to view her as a strong, independent woman who refused to settle, but her actions revealed someone who was willing to manipulate, deceive, and exploit an innocent man, just to secure a spot on television. And that brings us to the harsh reality check that Catie is currently facing, which is a terrifying level of isolation. Reality television is a dangerous game, and when you try to play the villain for clout, you have to be prepared for the backlash. But Catie didn't just play a villain. Reports claim she defrauded a massive network and alienated an incredibly loyal fan base. Now, she is experiencing the catastrophic fallout of her own arrogance. There is a lot of buzz online that TLC has completely cut ties with her, effectively blacklisting her from any future spin-offs, Pillow Talk episodes, or tell-all specials. Cast members from previous seasons are reportedly refusing to associate with her, not wanting the stain of her fraudulent storyline to ruin their own reputations. Even more shockingly, fans are speculating that the intense public scrutiny is taking a massive toll on her real relationship with Rya. When you build a bond based on scamming others and chasing fame, it tends to shatter the moment the spotlight turns into an interrogation lamp. It's been said that the couple has gone completely dark on social media, unable to handle the daily flood of comments exposing their lies. She wanted to build an empire of followers and brand deals, but instead, she has built a digital prison for herself. Brands are terrified to touch her, networks want nothing to do with her, and the very audience she tried to entertain now views her as a cautionary tale of unchecked greed. She is completely isolated on an island of her own making, watching the fame she sacrificed everything for slip right through her fingers. Which leads us to the ultimate point of no return for this entire saga. Catie thought she was writing a story where she was the undisputed star, a cunning reality TV mastermind who could pull the strings and walk away famous. But the internet always demands the truth, and the truth has permanently destroyed any chance she had at a public career. The digital footprint she left behind, the leaked texts, the secret marriage announcements, the clip of her publicly humiliating a man who genuinely cared for her will follow her forever. She can never rebrand. She can never wipe the slate clean. Meanwhile, the ultimate irony, the absolute poetic justice of this entire situation, is what happened to Josh. By trying to use him as a stepping stone and treating him like absolute garbage, Catie accidentally made Josh the undisputed hero of the season. Fans have rallied behind him in ways we have rarely seen in the history of the 90-day franchise. He is receiving overwhelming support, sympathy, and popularity, which is the exact level of fame that Catie was so desperately trying to steal for herself. She handed him the crown while securing her own downfall. It is the perfect conclusion to a masterclass in self-sabotage, proving that when you try to build your success on the destruction of someone else, the universe has a very funny way of flipping the script. What do you guys think about this insane situation? Did you notice the red flags with Rya from the very beginning, or did this massive plot twist completely blindside you? Let me know all of your theories and thoughts down in the comments below because I read every single one of them. And remember, if you want to keep up with all the untold stories, shocking secrets, and deep dives into the chaotic world of reality television, you have to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, turn on those notification bells so you never miss an upload, and I will see you guys in the next video.